alongside nature is the idea behind the Hombräuch Museum Island in Neuss, North Rhine-Westphalia. Since 1982, the island and the former NATO rocket station, which borders it, have been home to an open-air museum of art. Its brick facades enclose the latest exhibition rooms, which have been designed by the Portuguese architect Álvaro Siza and his German colleague Rudolf Finsterwalder.
Was uns ganz wichtig war, ist die Erschließung des Gebäudes, das Heranführen des Besuchers.
The thing that was really important for us was how visitors access and approach the building. Between the existing walls, you walk directly into a brick wall, which doesn't seem to have an opening. Only when you turn to face the building do you see the well-defined entrance, modelled in white Portuguese sandstone. By entering through this entrance, parts of the building are still shielded from view. You have to walk along the corridor, enter the main room, and then turn another 90 degrees before you can finally see the view of the landscape, which is framed by a courtyard. And this really is the key space in the building. It's actually an incredibly erotic way to access a building. One of architecture's basic premises is this idea of the approach, the ordering of rooms between outdoor and indoor spaces. This is an extremely important question for architecture. How do we approach a building? How can we experience art alongside nature from different perspectives? It's a question which lies at the heart of the foundation, and this building is a perfect example of it.
Outside lies wildly romantic park landscape. Inside provides space for collections and exhibitions. The right wing contains the Erwin Herrich archive and the auditorium, as well as a space for temporary exhibitions. The smaller left wing is dedicated to photography. The Architecture Museum is part of an ensemble which has grown over 3 decades. This explains the use of bricks from a demolition site, which assume their own qualities here when applied to large, still surfaces and surrounded by so much greenery.
We consciously chose to use bricks from a demolition site because that's what Erwin Herrich used to construct the existing buildings on the island, and we wanted to work with this concept, to take a piece of the island and bring it here to the rocket station. We also thought it was just incredibly fascinating material. It radiates a special kind of warmth that contrasts well with reduced, unpretentious architecture. And the material is great fun to work with. For us, the reused bricks possess very special haptic and optical qualities. They create this living picture, which we think is great.
Álvaro Siza's masterful use of space and small but ingeniously effective interventions can be felt throughout the building.
The building is never clear. It's hard to describe it in its entirety. You really have to look at the plans, or at an aerial photo, or even walk around it twice in order to understand it. It appears far more complex than it really is. It's a design trick, if you like, which makes the building more exciting and the spaces more interesting. And it perhaps also interlocks it better with the landscape. We've tried to create architecture in its most essential form. I think that's also one reason why the Foundation's founder, Karl Heinrich Müller, asked Álvaro Siza to design this building. He respects this approach, and it's what he wanted. He felt it fitted to his collection and his ideals.